Hello, Dr. Allison here. Glad to have you all with me. So happy Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. We're going to go ahead and let's just all take a breath together now. And whether you're watching the replay or you're here with me live, I'm Dr. Allison JK, and I'm glad that you've taken the time out of your day on this really special day to focus on being able to create more and being in more alignment. So let's just go ahead and inhale together through the nostrils and exhaling. And let's see about, rather than me running you through 10 rounds of alternate nostril breathing, let's see if you can relax even more. Letting your shoulders drop, maybe even kissing your angel wings or shoulder blades. Maybe letting your palms in an act of receptivity, symbolically, physically signify to your mind receptivity. Let's do another inhale and exhale cycle, relaxing even more and dropping the activity, the doing, dropping the output mode, dropping the barriers even more, letting yourself go into an expansive state. Inhaling and exhaling. Really more able to create what we desire and perceive intuitive guidance when we're from this more expansive, relaxed state. And as you may have seen, I've been suggesting this now for the last couple of days, that particularly on today, Tuesday, you have some time today where you are focusing on transforming, because this super duper transformative energy is available to help us right now. There's a woodpecker crawling out right there, calling out, trilling for this new era that wants in of higher light that's pure and more aligned and harmonious and more unity, which we're not yet seeing necessarily on the physical. But as we continue to transform internally, that which we then have in our fields creates. So I want you to bring to mind something that you feel isn't working the way that you want it to be working. Bring to mind something that you may even be calling a problem. You got it? We're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple of vibrational upgrades with you all. So first the clearing part, and then we'll move into the activation part. So I wonder what it would be like for you to successfully have transformed where this feels stuck into showing up in a way that will make your heart sing. Anything and everything that does not allow for that with grace and ease, would you be willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation? This is where you'd want to say yes, and preferably out loud, so it invites the energy to come into you even more as you inhale and exhale and drop the barriers or the defense mechanisms or the output that you're used to doing even more, so you can go into even more of an expansive state as you receive this clearing and activation. So any and all free-floating thoughts and traumas from this or any lifetime, the traumas themselves or then the ensuing protective free-floating thoughts that are in any way preventing you from successfully transforming beyond the situation that you don't enjoy, that you're not liking the way it's showing up, or you may even call a problem. Burning up all of those free-floating thoughts and traumas. and any and all imprints from your parents or lineage. That are in any way hindering you from successfully transforming beyond what feels like a problem, what seems like it's not showing up the way you desire it to. We're clearing out now, burning out with the flames of transmutation. All of the imprints from your parents and lineage that may in any way be contributing to this continuing to show up in a way that does not please you. And all conditioning, all karma as appropriate, and across all timelines and lifetimes, all contracts, oaths, vows, swearings you've ever taken or made or signed that are in any way contributing to this being a problem or it not showing up the way that you desire it to. Burning all of those up, and any and all at all levels of consciousness, beliefs or storylines or excuses or rationalizations or justifications or conclusions or evaluations or expectations or projections you have that are in any way causing you to stay locked within this being a thing, with this not showing up the way you desire. Burning it all up now with the flames of transmutation so that you can move beyond this situation being stuck or not showing up the way you want or even a problem. You want to see if you can drop the barriers down even more, go even more expansive. Drop the defense mechanisms, the pushing away, the deflecting. Just allow this energy to come in as you become more spacious and it's permeating more in your consciousness that has contributed to you even viewing this as a problem. So it seems like we're also clearing out what's blocking you from perceiving it differently and perceiving the way through and perceiving what it's here for to help you with so that it can collapse as something to resist against. Burning all of the habitual resistance you even have towards this thing in your life that isn't showing up the way you want it to. I really feel like many of you may want to inhale and exhale here at this point. See if you can fill up more space, having more of you up to your delts, up to your crown, down to your feet, so you're more here, spread out in your body, really occupying your body. You may be noticing some tingling or some yawning maybe happening, or clearing of throat, or a little bit of sensation, maybe even tightness in a muscle. That's as the energy gets through and clears. You may not be having any of these. It may be beyond your capacities to perceive. It's working subtle energy. No worries, just let yourself receive. And so really focusing on the sense you have of it being something that you're pounding against, this thing that you're not liking how it's showing up. Really bring that frustration to mind as we burn that up with the flames of transmutation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes within you, ancient wisdom within you, all your lifetimes, and any and all latent talents within you from any and all lifetimes, and any and all blessings and support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest potential. And your highest possibilities to become physically realized. Activating the upgrade now. Okay. So the second thing we're gonna do now together is I want you continuing to relax, continuing to be expansive, continuing to allow yourself to be open, barriers down, even more. I want you to bring to mind something that you desire to create. Maybe something that you've been working on manifesting and you'd like more juice to get it to manifest easier and even quicker, and possibly get some more guidance on the tweaks so that it will manifest and manifest with more grace and ease and speed. So bringing that to mind, that which you'd like to manifest, do your best to make it a bit more specific rather than a general one. And I wonder what it would be like for you to have that manifest with grace and ease and speed, beyond anything you could have imagined was possible or could have planned. So anything and everything that doesn't allow for that, would you be willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation? Yes! Okay. So any and all traumas and free-floating thoughts that are in any way weighing down, slowing down, blocking you from having that desire manifest, with grace and ease and speed, we're going to burn up with the flames of transmutation those traumas and the ensuing free-floating thoughts that very much of the time involve protection and shutting down, and even looping and repeating the same old, that does block out your receiving. Of your asks coming to fruition or manifestation. Any and all imprints from your parents, lineage, ancestry, that's in any way jamming up this manifestation, this desire, becoming physically actualized, burning all of those up. And any and all conditioning from the trance of the masses that you may hold in your consciousness. Burning all that conditioning up around the, like, what it's going to take for this to manifest, what I'm going to have to do to have this manifest, what I'm going to have to give up, all of that conditioning that may be slowing down or blocking up this desire from manifesting, burning up all that conditioning. The dragonfly. And any and all karma as appropriate. Woodpecker. Burning all of that karma up. And any and all, across all lifetimes and all timelines, contracts, oaths, vows, swearings, promises you've ever taken or made. I see like restriction, like that are like snapping you back into, I can't have that desire. Something like that wouldn't manifest or doesn't manifest for someone like me. So really clearing out those limitations from contracts, etc., in other lifetimes and this lifetime. And then at all levels of consciousness, conscious, unconscious, subconscious, all the beliefs, any judgments, any storylines, any evaluations, any conclusions or computations, evaluations, excuses, expectations, rationalizations, and projections you have that are in any way jamming up this desire from manifesting, or are in any way causing this manifestation to take longer or to be blocked up. And burn it all up now with the flames of transmutation. And I'm really seeing receiving, like really helping you all to come out of where you've locked down your receiving and just put your head down because of the way the state of life on planet Earth is right now, and people are in general. Really clearing out that shutdown. Again, barriers lowering, defense mechanisms lowering, what you block and deflect and protect. You've learned to do it from blocking and deflecting, really letting those barriers come down. Letting those barriers come down. So we're also burning up anywhere and everywhere you have any of the things named or unnamed that cause you to block your receiving what you desire, or you're receiving what you desire from showing up, or you're receiving the support and the guidance from showing up. You might want to do an inhale and exhale cycle as this gets through to more levels of your being, consciousness, and body, and ultimately your field. So we're going to activate the upgrade now, and I really want you to hold in your mind what it is, that desire that you want help with manifesting it sooner, or with more grace and ease. And so any and all keys and codes within you, latent keys and codes within you, inherent talents, ancient wisdom within you, whether from this lifetime or other lifetimes, any and all blessings and support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest potential and your highest possibilities to become physically actualized, including this desire you want help with manifesting with more grace and ease and speed. Activating the upgrade now. Okay. So you may feel a little bit differently now, or you may need a night's sleep to let that go to work, depending on how active your mind is. And if you didn't feel anything, it's okay. My work is really subtle, and it's in the subtle realms, and so sometimes you'll just see the typical effects of receiving clearings and activations. One is that you get a new awareness, you have a new thought or a new idea or a new aha. And then the other way is synchronicities coming in through other people, through other new opportunities. And both of those are meant to help you have the focus of what the clearing and activation was about. So intuitive guidance does tend to come in that feather light touch, that quiet voice, whereas the mind, the ego mind, and its dominance is louder. And so you'll want to do your best to create the kind of space after receiving these, like maybe sometime tonight or tomorrow, even though, anyway, tonight or tomorrow, so that you can have the expansiveness to have the part of you that isn't about the doing and the action and the output really be tuned in to bring in some of those new awarenesses, to make them more conscious. As you hear me say, activating your latent keys and codes, those are more unconscious, maybe even subconscious, although I think that latent keys and codes are more at the unconscious level. And so for you to move forward now, making use of this incredible Jupiter Neptune conjunction that is a once in a lifetime day where the possibilities to manifest are increased. I don't even know the percentage to give you. This is going to be starting a new phase for humanity collectively for the next 160 something years. So there's a real newness in the air, and as usual, I'm kind of ahead of what you may be perceiving, the general masses rather are perceiving consciously, and even you. So let's take a moment and just relax in a way that maybe you could tune in to the understanding a little bit more today, or a lot more today, that if we were to look at the cosmos, as I have been since about 2011, there have been so many alignments for supporting our evolution from 2012 to 2032 that it's so clear, and something new is coming on board now. Something new is happening. And in the wake of all of that light, there's more darkness or shadow, as the general public is starting to refer to it again as. And so when you look out on the earth and you see some of the events that are happening, taking that mountaintop perspective or even satellite perspective of, oh, this is happening because it's like a fever peaking before it breaks. Helping you to relax with that knowing and that sense of all of life is happening for me, not to me. And that genuinely the backdrop in between every atom and every molecule, the greater field of the Tao. I write about this in my second book. I've done a lot of research on this. There's Sanskrit names out of the yogic canon for this. One of them is Turiya, that there is unconditional love at the base of it all. And just the sheer fact that your body breathes on its own, except when you're doing aerobics and you have to do extra breathing, or you're doing intentional pranayama or yogic breathing. And the sun rises and we're a ball held up by gravity. And the earth produces all that we need. Those are just some simple daily miracles that can get overlooked really easily. But that it's all about life sustaining. Even the sheer fact that a mother, whether a cow or a woman, breastfeeds its newborn. We've been given everything. So I wonder what you would create, what you could be choosing from even more of an embodied understanding and appreciation. I don't mean only gratitude. I mean appreciating, wow, this is all about life sustaining, life enhancing, rather than feeling like life is happening to you and you have to fight. I wonder what it would look like if today were greater than yesterday. Namaste.